Electricast.
Dollar bets, and we are here with the 20th ever Dollar Bets episode. We've reached a milestone. Z, what up?
Well, 20 is like a milestone of like, it's like someone that has like 20 episodes of a podcast is like 20 days sober. You're like telling everybody, and they're like,
yeah, this is
okay.
our first chip.
It's like, okay, it's first chip. We're moving the goalposts is what we're doing. That's what we have to do during a summer dead period of it's like, sports is here, right? Like, no, we're moving the goalpost. It's here. Sports is here. We promise. So much so that we're going to jump right into Caitlin Clark. We're going to talk about Caitlin Clark, WNBA, breaking the assist record, right? For rookies.
You broke the rookie assist record.
Well, I mean, it couldn't have been that many, right? Because we would have heard about it, maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
the before times. It's the
what's
WNBA.
significant about it is she's done it with like still a pretty good percentage of the schedule left.
Yeah, there's like 10 games left.
Smashing the previous record by the time the season is over.
I mean, did they pass before her? Like, what? How is this the rookie record with 10 games left?
Are you insinuating that Caitlin Clark had invented passing?
Caitlin Clark invented the forward pass. She basically invented how to market women's basketball.
He is the Michael Jordan of the WNBA in that regard.
I think that she is actually the Magic and Bird in one person of the WNBA. Because
she was the Magic and Bird of the women's NCAA.
And the NBA, because the NBA was on its last legs when Magic and Bird entered.
True.
I mean, they were...
I was just talking about, like, the marketing and, like, endorsements.
Oh, yeah. Michael Jordan was the endorsement. The grand endorsement king for
Magic and Larry just brought eyes, and then Michael brought sponsorship dollars.
So maybe she's all three in one woman. I'm every woman. No, 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 no.
Also Steph Kerr.
She's every woman. Yeah, Steph Kerr.
Yeah.
What?
So she is basically some version of the NBA's Mount Rushmore rolled up into one.
She's just one lady on the rock before God or whatever.
Yeah, there's no room for any other faces. Caitlin Clark has monopolized the WNBA Mount Rushmore.
It pretty much, like, should they just give her a team at this point?
Well,
if you hear noise in the background, it's a meal is being prepared for me as I talk about women's basketball. Like, these two things are amazing in conjunction.
What are you going to have for dinner?
Which is a surprise, but involves lots of veggies and lots of toots afterwards for me.
Chef Boyardee?
Chef Boyardee? No. Chef Boyardee girlfriend. Best kind.
Right,
Just the chef.
We've got something to discuss regarding Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, we have a bet.
I have challenged Z to a bet.
Yes.
And so a couple episodes ago, we were just trying to bet, where the Indiana Fever were going to end up.
Yeah.
In terms of the WNBA standings.
And you didn't want to take that they'd be in the top 6, and they are now, right?
They are, but forget about that.
Forget about the dollar you could have got. Okay.
But actually, where are they right now? Hold on, I'm looking at
They
it.
gotta be like 6.
No, they are number 7 currently.
How far back are they? Like a half a game?
They are 2 games behind 6.
Oh, they might not catch it. So I guess you were still right not to. You were still right.
I don't even care about the standings. I'm looking to the playoffs, right?
Well, who's the 6 or who's the 2 seed? It's the Western number 1, right?
The 2 is the Connecticut Sun.
Are they in the West?
There's no conferences.
There's no conferences? Yes, there are.
Conferences?
There's definitely conferences. Yeah, there's definitely conferences.
No.
Women love to conference,
I don't know
okay?
how they do they do it because so is it just 4 teams from each conference go?
Yeah.
Or do they just do one bracket for the whole
No,
league?
I think it's the top 4 of the 6 from each conference, maybe. I don't know. Wait, are you asking me if I know WNBA playoff structure before looking it up right now? No, I do not. And that's part of the problem. This part of the problem, and Caitlin Clark has got your solution. So what are you betting me, man? Well, I'm ready to take the other side.
Here is my prediction.
Okay.
The Indiana Fever, regardless of seed,
irregardless of
are
seed,
going to make the WNBA Finals.
Ooh, I love it.
For $1.
No.
No, you're not taking the bet?
No, they will not. I will take the bet. I will take the $1 from you.
Okay.
I think they make the semis. I think they win their first series 6 versus 3 or 2 versus 7 or whatever.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and put that in the table.
Because it's 2 versus 7, they avoid the Liberty and the Sun, correct?
I mean,
They would play Seattle or something?
Yeah.
They play Seattle Storm. They could beat the Storm. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Caitlin Clark.
More Caitlin Clark. You're going to get Caitlin Clark all the way to the WNBA Finals, and then you're going to be paying me $1.
I'll gladly see that because I'll freaking watch it. I'd love to watch the WNBA Finals. I have to have a lot of money on it, or I have to have $1 on
WNBA
it.
Finals years back when the Pistons, or when Detroit had a team, the Detroit Shock.
Yeah.
And they won a couple championships with Bill Laimbeer as their head coach.
Ugh. God,
Yes.
those don't count. I heard they put University of Michigan asterisks by them.
No, false.
I've heard the Wolverine is gonna be no longer be their mascot. It's just gonna be an asterisk, a giant asterisk.
No, that makes sense.
It's like the dancing, twerking asterisk. Like I can't even say the word. Try say asterisk. Did I say it right?
All right, but hold on. So I'm not doing it. Speaking of paying dollars, though,
Okay.
we got a lot of accounting to do.
Yeah, I think we should do it at the tail end when we just trail off, and we need some desperate hold to make. Because it's going to take forever. It's going to take forever.
It's going to take forever. Good thing I've already started.
Oh, you're starting? Oh, oh, wait, listen. No explanations. You owe me. How much am I up? $4?
Well, hold on. Before I start discussing all that, Z, in your lifetime, how many UFC fights have you watched?
Less than 6. How many do they watch intently, or just it was on and I pretended to watch for a friend?
Sure, all of the above.
I pretended to watch for a friend, and I was like, I kind of want someone to like. I want it to go really poorly so I can be like, see, this is barbaric and weird. So, I had not watched it on purpose, and I'd only watched a little bit by accident. Like, less than a night's worth. Total.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool. All right. So now, you're going to ask me the same question, and I'm going to say probably thousands.
Thousands. I've seen thousands of guys get choked on the ground. It's thousands of guys.
I've seen all sorts of knockouts and submissions.
Nice.
And unanimous decisions.
Hey, man, it's cool to watch people get submitted, I guess.
Basically what I'm saying is you don't know anything about the UFC, and I think I know a good amount. So we made a bunch of bets on this past Saturday night's UFC 305.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's beginner's luck or if I just didn't do enough of my homework, but you whooped my ass.
Yeah, I submitted you, basically. Z submits O.
Yeah, you made me tap.
O tapped on me.
5 different fights, and you were correct on 4 of them.
Yes.
Let's see. You picked Jack Jenkins over Herbert Burns correctly.
Woohoo!
Jairzinho Rosenstrike over Tuitai Vasa.
How can you bet against a guy named Rosenstrike?
Yeah. You got Walter Walker over Junior Tafa.
I 100% bet on the name Walter.
Yeah,
that was on
you
purpose.
Also got Dan Hooker over Steve Gamera.
Again, the name Hooker.
Dan Gamera. Yeah. And the only one that I got right was your co-main event. I had Taikara France over Steve Ersig.
I took Ersig, huh?
You took Ersig.
I don't freaking remember that, but I'll take your word for it.
I was the one who got to pick that fight. We were kind of snake drafting.
Yeah, we snake draft, and I was the head of the snake, and you're that tail rattling on cash out. You're rattling that cash, those dollars out of your tail. Silly snake. I love it.
All right, so I am sending you 4 individual $1 bets.
I got it.
Send me one. And then we also bet on, against your deepest wishes,
yes,
preseason NFL football.
You know it.
Yep.
I bet the shit out of that.
Some big $1 bill on Philly versus New England.
Fly, Eagles, fly, preseason guy.
England. The game was decided by a last-minute 2-point conversion.
Philly special.
Philly special.
Preseason Philly special.
Yep, you won another $1 for me, so you'll have a total of 5. George Washington's coming at you.
Yeah.
I get 1 in return, so
I paid you.
My balance is actually going to my Venmo balance is going to swing from positive to negative for the first time in a long time. So well done, sir.
Oh yes, I said mine to you was the caption was some fight guy lost. I kept it PG. Kept it GPG. Unlike the guys that choked your guys, they did not keep it G. They kept it G as in gangsta and choked you out. You got choked out for $3. I love it. That's like I won 80% of my fights all time. All time. I think I've only lost one boxing that I did. Like every time I bet on people like murdering each other, it's just like winner. But when I bet on animals or when I bet on women's sports, like women's basketball, I don't win. But it's gonna change. It's gonna change. So I'm gonna win that women's bet for sure. I think. I don't think they have the team to win. It's 3-game series in the semis, right? The first 2 rounds.
You're gonna have to Google search that.
No, I don't think Google allows it because it's not popular enough yet. So it's like you know how they like Google will totally like steer your searches into what it makes them money. That's not that. Because if there's anything that's been proven so far, it has been very challenging for women's sports to make money on an ongoing basis. However, Caitlin Clark is an inflection point in a way that Simone Biles can't be, because Simone Biles will get you to buy some products, I guess, or get your daughter to sign up for gymnastics or your son to sign up for gymnastics. However, this is basketball. This is a team sport. This isn't an every 4-year thing. This is an every year thing, right? Every summer and then every winter and spring with women's college basketball, which is on the rise. But I predict that there's like a 3 to 5 year window that they have to freaking Simone Biles, Carrie Strug, stick the damn landing, and almost every one of these girls or women they've been hyping up has to deliver at a high level, or else the phenomenon will die out like Pokemon Go. So the weight of the world is on their shoulders, basically, because in a way they have to like essentially not just sell out arenas, but like that's just the start. Like you and products, you have to show a streamer that they're worth being on their networks. Otherwise, it's never going to work, because they got like the ESPN deal, but is ESPN going to exist, or is it going to be absorbed by Disney Plus or whatever replaces that, right? Like, are they going to have a Minnie Mouse network for all women's stuff? Like, I don't know. Disney owns all the ESPN, ABC stuff, right? So who knows if Disney keeps tanking Star Wars and their Marvel stuff, so it's like, they need a new cash cow. Can it be Caitlin Clark? Can it be all these women that are playing college basketball? It will not be any of the other ones. Asia Wilson's awesome, right? But she's not like that. We're showing up to watch her. You show up to watch Caitlin Clark, and then you're like, damn, this girl can rebound, or oh, look at that post move, you know? Like, you appreciate Asia Wilson. You go to the game for Caitlin Clark. You buy the $9 Heineken Light for watch your figure, to watch Caitlin Clark just slice and dice the defenses and win assist records, right? So, I don't know. I do think you're going to lose the bet, but I think it's going to come down to the deciding game and Caitlin Clark's teammate missing a pass. Like a crisp bounce pass, and you're like, why didn't you just shoot it? And then the basketball player was like, yeah, but the pass was the right decision, So, I don't know. Okay, so speaking of women's basketball, we have a final women's basketball declaration for you today.
Finish sending you all my $1.
I got it. You were struggling there, but I heard the cha-ching. So there's Carrington. Their last name is Carrington. Did we look up the first name? No.
We can.
You should, because you're gonna say it's Derek, because that's your go-to name. You're Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson. Is it start with an A, maybe?
Hold on, I'm looking it up on my phone because my laptop is...
That thing is cooked.
Molasses right now.
Yeah, man.
Oh, here we go. Carrington.
Yeah, Carrington, and she's on the Sun.
Dijonay Carrington.
Dijonay?
Yeah.
Clearly she should... How do you spell it?
You spell it D-I and then capital J-O-N-A-I.
They have to come out with a mustard commercial. Right? I mean, you got...
think her agent is on that yet?
No. No, I don't think so. All right, dollar bet. Within 6 months...
Company isn't so interested.
When there's 6 months, the seeds have not been planted for a mustard company to jump on the Dijon Carrington bandwagon because Dijonay, sorry, we haven't heard of her until today because she complained about something. And like, when is this going to stop being the way we hear about athletes on that side of the aisle, right? Like when, never. Like, there's no such thing. What's that?
I said preach.
Yeah, I mean, well, let me get into the story first. Like, she talked about the game that was played, I think it was the other day, in Boston TD Garden, so the new garden, right, in Boston where the Celtics play. And they sold it out. There was like 19,000 people. It's pretty good, especially because it didn't involve Caitlin Clark or even the defending champs. It was the Sparks, who were terrible, and the Connecticut Sun, right, who are somewhat local to Boston. So they're like, hey, we were like the home team, like we took that place over, like blah blah blah. We should have been on TV, national TV. It's like, first off, the only reason you sold this out is because there is a little bit of a contingent of Northeastern people that do love basketball because look how many titles Connecticut men's and women's have won. Like, what's combined, like 17 at least? It's insane. I think it's like 20. It's insane. It's at least 18 or 19 or 20.
Have the women won 12?
Yeah, they've won like 11 or 13. The men have won 6, right?
5.
No, they've won 6, dude. Kevin Ollie won 1. They beat us in 2014, man.
It was 3 with Calhoun.
Yeah,
right?
it was 3 with Calhoun. Yeah, 99, 04.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. They just won 2 in a row. Okay.
Back to back. Paid my rent for months. UConn Huskies, let's go. Anyway, so Carrington was complaining that they didn't get enough promotion. So she's like dragging on these like promotion. Like, you know how many people you're trying to throw under the bus just because the product doesn't sell? You're not responsible for selling the product. Like, you play the game. You play it better, yeah, people eventually come, but you can't culturally shift by complaining. When was the last time that happened? Protesting, sure. Like, taking action, but talking in a press conference that nobody's watching, that is not taking action. I mean, yeah, it was covered because it gets clicks, right? Clicks are fine. Clicks get people angry. I'm not angry. It's just annoying. That's like, let the play stand for itself. Get young, like, it takes a while to build up a sport like that. Get young girls playing the game, talking about the game, going to the game with their youth groups, etc., their families. Otherwise, it's not going to catch on because boys are going to watch mostly boys. They'll love to talk about Caitlin Clark's game, and they might be like, oh, instead of Steph Curry, if they're a little younger, they might go, oh, Caitlin Clark, step back. And like, that's great. But they're not going to line up for season tickets and check the over-unders when as soon as they turn, please be 21, right? To bet on these things. That's not going to happen. Like, as the primary audience, it has to be women. And I like the audience of dollar bets, or as well, if you haven't seen this bit, there's a Bill Burr bit, and I think it was in his Red Rock special. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll find that the next time. But he was talking about how, like, the WNBA it's like these women's sports and soccer as well. They keep talking about it's men's fault, and it's like, no. He's like, no. Like, he said it more harshly than me, but it's like, women would rather watch, reality or Kardashians and stuff and like housewives than watch the women's sports. And it's like, it was a mic drop moment, but he kept going, obviously, in ways that we can't. But But it's just like why it's like, hey, great crowd, wish it was on TV. We'll get them next time. I want more people to see this. Let's go. You have to like find a way to address it in a positive way, because otherwise we're like, ooh, no thanks. I'm gonna watch Olivia Dunn. If we're gonna like, I'm gonna watch like a pretty good gymnast that's like the girlfriend of a stud pitcher and vice versa. I'm gonna watch that instead, because that seems to be a innocuous message. Men aren't gonna go for the non-innocuous militant message when they're watching sports. I mean, look at all this stuff with like people that have spoken out like in history. Like, what happens to them? They disappear. On the men's side of the game, right? For the most part, until it becomes trendy or cool, and then it's like fine, right? Like, remember there was talk about like some of these players were going to protest a playoff series after before Ballmer got the Clippers after Donald Sterling, and it's like, did they play the game? Yes, they played the game. So it's all talk. It's like at a certain point, it's like, yes, you want to take stands, but like that's your paycheck and like that's your livelihood. That's how you set up your future.
If I recall correctly, they came to some sort of agreement where like Don Sterling was not allowed to be at the games.
Yeah, but he made $2 billion. He made like $3 billion.
Serious restrictions to make sure that those games would go on.
Oh yeah, he sold the team.
It was basically inevitable that he was going to have to sell the team.
But he got $2 billion though. It's like, what a lesson. That's a great lesson for society. $2 billion is what happens when you're an asshole. It's like the games will go on because that's what's important, and $2 billion is your reward, and some other rich guy gets to take it and doesn't say the same things. Fine, we're good now. Okay, cool. And it's just weird when someone speaks out and then nothing happens, or someone speaks out and like Kaepernick or the 1968 Olympics, and it's like you're disappeared, or like canceled, or before canceling was the thing, right? And it's just like, but on the other side, Rapinoe. Is it Rapinoe or Rapinoe? Rapinoe? I don't know. The soccer.
The women's soccer player?
Yeah, the ex-women's soccer player, former women's soccer player.
Megan Rapinoe.
Rapinoe, okay, yeah. When she's talking about wanting...
I think that was like on the same level as me getting Brunson's first name wrong.
No, people care about Brunson. Like, to be honest.
You're right. I definitely do not care about Rapinoe.
Yeah, I mean, first off, she missed that penalty shot.
On Rapinoe. I got beef with Megan Rapinoe.
She missed that penalty shot so bad, and then she just smirked, and that's their final. That's their exit.
She missed it on purpose.
She didn't miss it on purpose.
What do you think the smirk was for?
You think she missed a penalty shot on purpose?
Yes, she was trying to tank the U.S. national team as part of her protest against our country.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Megan Rapinoe conspiracy theories will definitely get hits on this podcast. Like, 100% we are going places. Okay, so if you'd like to bet on something, please go to signupexpert.com/$bets with a Z. Sports, we promise you sports are coming, and Rapinoe takes are we go the way of the dodo bird unless they bring them freaking back like Jurassic Park, and that's how we all die. But yes, go to signupexpert.com/$bets. It's time to get those bonuses if you're in a bonus eligible area. If you're not, just sign up to make some bets anyways, because it's fun, and make sure you keep it fun. Keep it fun. We're not making guarantees.
Make that money.
Make that money. Get that money. The gas prices are going up. Rent is too damn high. The gambling is always there. Betting is always there. So, in conclusion, we are pro free market sports, but we understand that the frustration, right, that an athlete might have. But like it does, in my opinion, and I want to get yours as a close for this topic, anyways. In my opinion, it's disingenuous in a way because this isn't like Billie Jean King end of career talking about this. This is like, I don't know what year Carrington is, but like you're trying to get your money. Let's be honest here. You're trying to get your money. You didn't mention like little girls need to see us on TV, anything like that. You trying to get your money, you picked the wrong career. At least until Caitlin Clark wins that title and gets you that dollar, right? Straight up.
She's probably still making a respectable living. She could be doing much worse.
Yeah, she could be doing
NBA salaries are. I know they're obviously
it's not good.
NBA salaries.
It's not good. I mean, but it's also like it's like 3 months, right? you're getting like 75 to like 200 grand for like 3 months, even if you're like a roster player that you're a fringe starter or a bench player. You're getting more than most people are, and it's just, yes, should it be higher because you're an athlete? Sure. But if more people are potentially watching like pickleball until Caitlin Clark came along, like a new sport that you can play in your damn 80s, and trust me, I played against people in their 70s and probably 80s when I was working at the Y, and when we had a pickleball night, and it was just like, dude, like, this is a game. This is not a sport. So if you're not making more money than people that are playing a game, and more people are watching them online, sharing videos about pickleball, they're playing pickleball, they're at the pickleball carts, they're not talking about WNBA playoffs, right? I mean, those are cool. I'm sure I'll gamble on them. Can't wait. Gonna throw a lot of money on WNBA playoffs. Can't wait, guys. But guess what? You're not quite there yet. And it's just, I'm not saying wait your turn. No way. Like, keep talking, but like, you got to reframe the conversation. It's like a PR thing. It's just like, guys, sports fans, guys, there's a lot of different sports that you're competing with. There's a lot of different things to bet on that you're competing with. And that's before you include that some sports fans have lives as well. So, like, they might have to do stuff. They're not going to tune in your product if you're preachy and you're whiny. Okay, go ahead. What do you think about this whole thing?
So, I read the article real quick on ESPN.com before we jumped onto this episode. Here's my big question. Mm-hmm. I'm going to kind of pivot a little bit.
Okay.
How does Boston not have a WNBA team?
Oh, they're going to. They didn't know about that? That's why that's the other reason why they did.
But how do they not already have one? How is Boston like not an initial team with the history of basketball in that city?
He's got a history of a couple things in that city. They threw the tea party. You know, they had a tea party back then. And then Paul Pierce got stabbed in his own city that he played in. So it's like, I don't know. We're gonna like talking about Boston. We're gonna not totally take a dump on them, but like, we could. I think that the expansion is going to go well if they keep it to 4 initially and then go for a few years with 16 teams. I think they could settle on 24 eventually, just schedule-wise. But I think I did the math on a 16-game schedule, 16 teams. If you play most teams 4 times or 3 times, you play everyone 3 times. That's 48 games. No, 45 games. That would work, right?
Well, remember, there's conferences, so you probably play the teams in the other conference only twice, so home and away, like the NBA does.
I don't know. I think they just sort that for playoff reasons, and I'm not sure because I don't know. We have to look at. How much does a WNBA scheduler make? I want that job, dude. I would excel at that. I get down in the weeds. I think ahead.
This year did a horrible job. I feel like
earlier
this year, like the Fever and the Chicago or the Sky.
Yeah.
Like they feel like they played like 5 times in a 2-week span.
How is that horrible? They're trying to make money.
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark highlights from the night before.
Yeah, they're trying to make money, man. That's all anyone cared about. It's like Magic Bird type of thing. Like, you got to sell the product.
I get that, but you still want to spread those games out over the course of the season.
Yeah. If your movie is Barbie and you don't show Barbie, like you don't show Margot Robbie or Wolf of Wall Street, you don't show DiCaprio or let's be honest, her as well. Why even have them in it? Like you gotta show the money. You gotta show the money. Showcase the money. The money that's your future. Caitlin Clark, and then whoever she inspires as competitors and as future like girls and young women that are like just picking up a ball or are already in high school. That the Gen Alpha people and whoever's out after Alpha. I'm starting to lose track because we're not even in line to take over and not in line to be young. So we're like just hanging there.
All right, I'm going to have to hit the button on the WNBA. We got other sports to talk about.
We do? Oh, real quick,
Not
yeah.
much, but we do.
Okay, so some starting quarterbacks were named. We're not taking any over-unders right now because this information is pouring in, right? It's pouring in. Okay, we're going to go round robin to, well, all 2 of us. Who starts for the Steelers and who starts more games? Wilson or Justin Fields?
So you're asking week 1 who starts?
Yeah, who starts the season in week 1?
Week 1, Russell Wilson starts.
Okay.
I think he'll start more games, but I could definitely see him not starting all 17. I could see him getting benched at some point, or I could see him getting injured at some point. I will say Fields will get 3 starts this year.
3 out of 17. Okay.
3 out of 17.
I will say that 17 will be the only number that is as an option because they will not make the playoffs. I think this is the year Tomlin goes down the tank. I know he's
500.
I know he's always 500 or better, but he's never had Russell Wilson.
He has never been under 500.
But he's never had Russell Wilson at 35 years old as his starting quarterback. That can't beat out Justin Fields, who is learning a completely different system for the 5th time in his career. This is his 4th year. The 4th time he's had a different system or a garbage offense. Like Fields, if they're playing for the job, I'd say you go for. Okay, there's no reason they should go for Russell Wilson unless he blows their mind in the rest of camp or the first 2 games. If he doesn't start off 1-1 or 2-0 and look impressive doing it, you flush it and you're like, okay, do we have the next quarterback for next year on our roster or not? Because there's options, right? There's going to be options out there. But I'm rooting for Fields because I'm a Bears fan, and I think they got a raw deal. Because look who Caleb Williams gets to throw to, man. Justin Fields good to throw to. If you include Komet in there, which is being really generous, he's got to throw to 2 of those studs in his career. 2 out of Caleb. I almost said Caleb again. DJ Moore, who came over last year and dominated, with nobody else, nobody that was more than a blocking receiver, or like a flash in the pan. Like Mooney was a flash in the pan for the Bears. Maybe he rebounds with the Falcons. Hope he does. Seem like a good dude, fast, whatever. But they were not collectively very good. It was DJ Moore and some guys, right? And now you got the Odunze, we talked about off air. He's ridiculous. That his route running is like, oh no, it was my cousin. I'm starting to black out. I apologize, audience. He is so good. That's going to be a success, right? The team overall might still struggle, but that Williams and Odunze are set up.
You bring up a really interesting point, making me think of a point.
Cool.
Is the wide receiver position evolving and progressing faster than other positions? Like, it seems like every team has 2 awesome wide receivers now.
Okay, name
so much wide receiver.
Name me more than 5 teams with like 2 stud receivers.
What's that?
Can you name me 5 teams that have 2 stud receivers or more? Besides the Bears and.
So you got the Dolphins.
Okay, that's 1. The Bears 2.
Bears 2.
Okay.
Would you put the Rams in there? Up in Nakua?
Yeah, if Kupp stays healthy, sure. Or if either stay healthy. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Would you put Green Bay in there?
No.
No. What about
not yet? They're
Minnesota
young.
with Jefferson and Addison?
No. Is Addison gonna be available?
Yeah. No. Are we including tight ends?
No.
Okay.
You just said the receiver position.
KC,
you said the wide receiver position. Yeah, Worthy is really good. Yeah, and Rice is pretty decent. I mean, they're up there.
I can't say it yet, but the Lions will be there when Jameson Williams shows out this year, and they'll have him with Amos and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with you there. I'm not sure yet on Jameson Williams, but this was about 5 teams that you could name right now that had 2 stud receivers. Right, so that doesn't count.
Probably go on.
That doesn't count.
I could go on.
Go on. We had 3, right?
Go on, but we're on a time clock.
Okay, so yeah, there's
been so these last 3 years, wide receivers have just been flooding the NFL.
It's a college offense.
Good ones coming in.
College offenses have evolved to be more pass oriented. Yeah,
but the people that are benefiting out of that seems to be the wide receiver position.
And anyone that likes love in their hearts, to watch some of that, the route running and the jumping and the running, and it makes these quarterbacks look better. And so it's I mean, like you said, Fields just didn't have anything to draw from, and that's why I'm rooting for him because like I still want Williams to outplay him because he's on the Bears, but I loved Fields. I thought he was just, our coach was like fit to run a Sabaros until the last like 6 games last year, like whatever. Like he just seemed clueless, and then we got Montez Sweat, and then he started to click, and it's like, oh, you gave a defensive guy an actual defensive player in the front 7. Imagine that. And so like, things started to change in a positive direction, right? But Fields still had nothing to work with, and with the Steelers, he'd have Pickens, who's kind of a malcontent so far, right? Oh, he's got the bad rep for it. I think got some other guys there, but I see. Okay, Pittsburgh is. We're not doing playoff predictions much, but I will say they will not make the playoffs. I think they go 7-10, maybe worse. I don't know. It's hard to say because Tomlin pulls mediocre or better magic out of his ass every time. He's a good coach. He's a very strong coach, obviously, but
He's a Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah, but Hall of Famers can also, and GMs can make the team up and make the wrong call. And Russell Wilson, dude, that was the wrong call. I know it didn't cost him much. I know Fields didn't cost him much. But make up your mind. You're going to a Wilson Fields battle. Like that's not the vibe, man. That's not what you want. You should have already decided this, right? If you can't decide, it's not Russell Wilson, right? Because you know what you got there. You'll have a capable backup. He's a veteran. He used to be really good, occasionally great. He made one colossal bad play that wasn't necessarily his fault because he didn't call the play. In the Super Bowl, would have won $1,000. No big deal. Not mad at you. This isn't about you, Russell Wilson, but you are not the guy to bring the Steelers back to the promised land. And I don't know if Fields is. Probably not with what they have. But the dude can run. Wilson can't really scramble like the same way anymore. So just let turn these guys loose, man. Play a full house backfield and just turn them loose. Turn these boys loose. So I'm going to say Fields gets at least 5 starts.
Okay. But also, even though Wilson's going to be starting more, that we both seem to think,
yeah,
I think, kind of like New Orleans was always putting in Taysom Hill for the occasional play, I think Fields will get that sort of treatment in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if they're smart, the guy, like, he's elusive. He's a flawed passer, but, like, he's worth, for a second division team or a team that's cusping or, like, maybe a playoff team, just roll him out there, see what happens, dude. That's like, the Bears couldn't do that because they had to commit to a 4th and 5th year from him, but, like, or 5th year. And the guy, the whatchamacallit, the Panthers just essentially bent over and, like, take our franchise as destiny from us. We're stupid. Like, and that Caleb Williams trade, we've talked about that, right? Like, that could potentially go down as the all-time worst trade in the NFL history. It's going to be really hard to top Herschel Walker because they got so many picks, but, like, dude, DJ Moore and a pick that became number 1 overall and a number 9 pick like the year before, and the number 1 pick overall is Caleb Williams when you already have DJ Moore, who you just ripped away from them, to then make them worse so that they would give you the number 1 pick. Pretty awesome. Pretty damn awesome.
Pretty
good.
Pretty good.
The other 2 quarterbacks that we want to touch on real quick is I think you like this one a lot better than I do. Bo Nix won the starting job with the Broncos.
Yep, Bo Nix getting the start.
6-11.
In fact, I don't really remember what my prediction was on him.
I say he was going to be garbage, I think, and you said he was going to be pretty decent. Maybe a Pro Bowl.
Well, when did we say he would become the starter, though? Did we say he'd be a week 1, or did we say he would need a few games?
I don't remember. I don't trust Sean Payton, so I think he's a scumbag, so not really sure. I don't like him. Don't like you, Sean Payton, if you're listening. Why are you listening? Go coach Bo Nix. But I think he's a scumbag.
First of all, stop chasing away our audience. Sean Payton, thanks for being a listener.
Thanks for listening, Sean Payton. We love you. I don't. I think you suck, but thank you anyways. Maybe you like being berated, so this is the podcast for you. I'd say Bo Nix, Yeah, 6-11 is their ceiling for me. I think they're locked into 5 or 6 wins. I don't know, but I mean they got some decent weapons, but they're bland.
Yeah, I
Next.
mean, it shouldn't really surprise you that Bo Nix won this quarterback competition.
No, he's in Zach Wilson and
Zach Wilson
Stidham.
obviously was never going to win that, and Jarrett Stidham was the only other guy there.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Okay. Wow,
So,
awesome. He's older than those guys too, right? Bo Nix is like 25.
Check that right now.
He's at least 24. I think he's 25.
Jarrett Stidham is... Nope, Jarrett Stidham is definitely older. Age 28, and Zach Wilson... No, Bo Nix is younger than those guys.
Oh, whatever. I mean, barely. He's a rookie. He should be a lot younger than them. But he played for like 17 years in 2 systems, like two schools. I don't know. It's funny because you ever make like snap judgments as a sports fan off like those the player profile pictures, and you're like, this dude looks like he should be like getting his dad's like and his uncle's like golf buddies to be at his first like financial planning accounts like as a favor. Like look at his face, and then so it was hard for me to like. This guy looks so much older than 23 at the time, and like he looks like a faded 31. Except now he's like a stud prospect, 24-year-old, and I'm talking into a phone microphone about him being 6-11. Who's winning life? I'd still say me and O at dollar bets, because screw the Broncos.
All right, here we go. Let's talk some dollar bets.
Okay.
I know I was able to talk you into betting on a preseason game last week.
Won it.
Yup. You are on a definite heater right now.
Yeah, I am.
So there's a couple preseason games tomorrow night.
Okay.
And one of them features your 3-0, albeit in the preseason, Chicago Bears, as they travel to Kansas City.
Ooh.
Do you want
Bears
to put $1 on your home team?
Bears.
I'll take KC.
Yeah, I don't think Mahomes gets more than 2 series. Oh, wait. No, we don't know if Williams is playing. He's not playing there. No, what else is the other option? I don't want to do this. What else? I got so excited. I was like, wait, there's no way they play Williams.
There's totally a way that they play Williams. He's a rookie and needs some snaps.
No, he got the snaps. Did you see the last performance? He got most of it half.
Wow. He's still a rookie trying to get ready for an NFL season.
Why would they give him snaps right now against the Chiefs when they're not playing in their people anyways?
Have they come out and said that Williams is not going to play?
They said they wanted him, before last game, they wanted him to get a total of like 30 to 50 more reps. That's snaps. That's not passes. He got that. He got that.
So you don't think he's going to play?
No, I don't. I think it'd be stupid to play him.
Mahomes is going to play?
I don't know. I don't care.
All right, so put $1 on it.
No, I don't want. I'm not betting on some guy I didn't like last year, and then the son of or the nephew of Rippon. It was named Mark Rippon's nephew. No thanks. Pass.
Right.
Pass.
All right.
What's the other game?
Tomorrow night is Indy and Cincy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Pass.
I know nothing about it
Pass.
other than it's on Prime Video.
Richardson's not playing. They're keeping him until the... I don't want to watch Indy backup quarterbacks and Bengals backup quarterbacks.
Yeah. I wouldn't put money on that. I was gonna bet you on the Chicago game, but
I forgot. I mean, I got excited for a second. I'm like, oh wait, Williams already like nutted all over the zeitgeist, right? So there was it was Pardon My Take. I think that's the Barstool podcast, right? They actually had it's a video podcast, and they had Caleb Williams on, and he was talking about. They asked him like, if I press this button and a Bears fan dies, but you win you got 10 Super Bowls, what do you do? And he's just like starts laughing, like kind of grinning, like you know what he wants to say, but he won't say it. It was great. I was like, all right, this guy's ready. Like I've seen enough. It's like I'd be so mad if they played in preseason. You need to put his ass on ice because he's ready. Like, he's beyond ready. There's gonna be some rust, but whatever. Who cares?
You're not gonna bet me on your Chicago Bears.
No.
Will you bet me on my Lions playing their last preseason game against Pittsburgh on Saturday? And the Lions have already said that none of their starters are playing because they haven't played all preseason.
Ooh, I still wouldn't take Pittsburgh. I don't think anything of him. It's preseason. I want to know. I can be. We bet on Caitlin. We bet on Caitlin Clark. We bet on Caitlin Clark. What else?
That's a future bet.
All right, no.
Going to settle by next week.
Florida. What's the Florida State line up to?
What's the Florida State line? Let me look.
This, by the way, is the Florida State Revenge Tour. We're very excited about it. I think they make the playoffs.
So they're going to have DJ
Ukulele. I think that might be close. I can't do any better, to be honest.
I just say ukulele because that's close enough.
This is week 0, baby. Are you ready?
Why is the line?
It's in.
Here we go.
It's in Dublin.
Florida State 10.5.
I take Florida State.
By the way, this game is in Dublin.
That's right.
Is it Dublin or somewhere over there?
It's in a football stadium. I got Florida State by like at least 11.
You already put money on that?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like, hey guys, go to signupexpert.com/$bets and definitely do that. But I'm saying that's one thing that I'll be playing is the money line, and then I'll look at the spread. But like 10.5. I mean, Georgia Tech came on last year at the end, but like I saw them play. Like they weren't very good. I mean, I don't know. It's just. It's which organization are you betting on? Are you backing the one that had a decent finish, or the one that like is freaking gonna be pissed off, has a lot of new players, is going to hear that we got screwed. Let's go make this the nastiest thing that's happened in Ireland since the potato famine or whatever U2 was singing about. Now let's go.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
They got some good tracks, man. I'm not like a U2 like us, U2 stan, as the youngsters would say, but like that's a great track. Their best track in my eyes is Bullet the Blue Sky. That's amazing. You know what you need to do after you listen to this podcast and tell all your friends to go to any of our sites and subscribe and email us your thoughts at dollarbetsshow@gmail.com is go and crank the shit out of Bullet the Blue Sky in the dark and imagine yourself, open your eyes at the very end and you're in America and it's a fresh new start. And this is Dollar Bets, baby. And fresh new start for the Washington Commanders because Jaden Daniels is their quarterback. I think we should make a Jaden Daniels prop bet, and then I will gladly take something that you bet with me. If you take either Georgia Tech.
How many points will you give me in that game?
I will give you 13.5.
No, I would need more. Like.
What?
Yeah, I would need more.
Week 0, Florida State, lock it up, money line.
I would need probably 20.5. Florida State's going to absolutely destroy Georgia Tech in this game.
I think it's going to be like 33-10 or something. I agree.
That would
34-10, 34-13.
that would cover.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
20.5.
Shoot, are there any WNBA games we could bet on?
Let me flip over to that. WNBA. Well, there's already one game underway, and then we got Minnesota and Las Vegas later tonight. But where is the next Caitlin Clark game?
Where's Minnesota and Vegas at?
In Vegas.
Hold on. Is there a spread on it?
Isn't there always a spread?
I don't know. Is there? I've never bet on it. I mean, I think I have, actually. I bet on a women's championship game.
Where's Caitlin Clark's next game?
I don't know. I want to bet on...
At Minnesota on Saturday.
What is the spread on this game tonight? Where's it? They don't even have the spread on ESPN.com? What is this shit?
Here we go. Vegas 6.5.
All right, give me the links.
I'll give you the links. That's Minnesota?
Yeah, I'll go to why don't we call it 5? 6.5 is a lot.
So Vegas by 5?
Yeah, can we have a chop? What happens if Vegas wins by 5? Do we trigger a secondary bet? Because that would be awesome.
Call it 5.5 then?
Okay, 5.5. Yeah, I want the Lynx plus 5.5.
Okay, so hold on. Putting this in.
Yeah, baby. And yeah, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be. If you're playing fantasy out there and you're looking for a quarterback that, especially if you're in a keeper league, don't take one of the earlier quarterbacks. Jump on. If you're in a 12-team league, I'd jump on Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels as early as the 7th to somewhere in the 7th to 10th, and just ride. If you can ride both of them, if you keep one and ride the hot hand, I think that's a good strategy this year. And then if you're literally looking to cement like a backup option for those two, or you only got one of them, I would look at Cousins, or I don't think Goff will be that low, but obviously Goff. And then I kind of secretly like Will Levis, because I think they're going to need to throw a lot. So they don't have Henry anymore, so it's like open up the skies to DeAndre Hopkins if he's still alive.
So my thing with Goff is, I expect the Lions to be real good.
Yeah.
But I also expect their defense to be better than last year.
Okay.
And I think their running game, as good as it was last year, could be even better this year.
Yeah.
So I could totally see Goff's stats, unless Jameson Williams just catches 80-yard passes every game for TDs.
Okay.
I could see Goff's stats slipping a little bit.
So
I get that concern. I don't think that's a knock on Goff. I just think
I think the Bears are weirdly they'll finish where the Lions did the year before. They'll be heartbreakingly out of the playoffs, or they'll be in the playoffs and they'll be not quite ready for primetime players type of situation, which is almost the same thing if you think about it. If you side door into the playoffs but you lose and you're not really particularly within a score or within a field goal at the end, thanks for playing, whatever. But the Lions that's where they were that year, and then last year they were great, and they ultimately had some letdowns so that you could see a mid-game letdown coming a little bit if you're on the outside of it looking in. And for me, it was mostly based on a couple of their performances, randomly throughout the year, one of the both Chicago games, except for the one end of the first one. But I would say the Lions are the Lions and the Chiefs are my mortal locks to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
That's not. One might say that's not saying much, but honestly, I think the Lions could potentially take a step back record-wise, but I think they take no step back performance or talent-wise. It's just sometimes the schedule is weird, or sometimes you get injured at the wrong time.
They have a tougher schedule this year just because they're going to be playing a first-place schedule.
Yeah. I think they go 11-6.
Divisions that they're playing are tougher than the ones they had last year.
They were 12-5 last year.
12-5.
All right, I think they go 11 and
13-4 for my boys.
I'm predicting 11-6 and NFC Championship loss is my prediction.
13-4 and bring the Lombardi Trophy to Detroit, baby.
Ooh, I smell a dollar bet.
But you wanted to do some sort of a prop bet, you were saying.
Yeah. I think we can do some prop bet. Because we got the WNBA thing. How many preseason games are there left?
This is the final week
16,
of
right?
Preseason.
Okay, you want to do an over-under total field goals made? Not attempted. That's not fair, right? Because that's ridiculous. But made? What should we set it at? Let's
go. Which means one of us is going to have to look at every single box score?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. It's how we should celebrate from now on. Every preseason, Dollar Bets is going to assemble the ultimate prop bet, which is an FU to prop bets because they suck. It's a suckers play usually, so we're going to be those suckers, and we're going to take field goals made over under, and we're going to negotiate this until we have dead air, and that's how we're going to end this episode.
All right, so there's obviously 16 games, right?
Yeah. This is the art of negotiation.
3 field goals a game would put you at 48.
Yeah.
So you want to call it 50?
I'll take under 50.
Under 50?
Yeah.
Do you want to set a different over-under?
No. You give me 50, I'll gladly take 50.
Well, I didn't necessarily say over. Let me just take a look at a couple box scores from week 2.
Okay. You got to take 3 and extrapolate it, right?
Right.
From week 2, this is week 4.
No, just because your Chicago Bears played in the Hall of Fame, this is still week 3.
No, this is the last week, dude.
There's only 3 preseason games, buddy.
Yes, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean. Week 3.
I
All right.
know what you mean.
Sorry. Preseason week 0. Week 0 doesn't count. You're right, because nobody watched that game because no one was playing in it. I would say, yeah, I'm gonna take under 50 definitely. I feel like that's a fair amount, so I'm taking under. Will you take over 50 or 49.5?
Hold on. I'm gonna just look at it.
Yes.
That
Yes.
game only had 1.
We love when looks up at his dial up.
Look at this.
O's doing research
No
about.
goals in this game. All right, fine. I will take over 49.5.
Okay. So O's got over 40, O for over. Mr. O for over 49.5 preseason field goals made, and in the last week.
Hold on, made or attempted?
We said made. You're not listening.
I thought we were just doing attempts.
No, why would we do that? It's like the same. They make all their field goals. You're good.
Damn it.
Good.
Give me 47.5.
Deal.
All right.
So many field goals.
Made.
47.5 made, and
under. I'm going over.
And the Lynx 40. Sorry, the Lynx plus 5.5, baby.
Yep. And then got a future bet of the Indiana Fever going to the WNBA Finals.
Correct. And I got a cold ass dinner waiting for me because I'm a cold-blooded man.
You go get it.
All right. Any final thoughts, Mr. O?
Time to go.
Time to go. The O is in go and the O is in over. Take the over if you're listening and you want to lose on field goals in preseason over 47.5. Aggregated field goals.
You are the one responsible for looking at all the.
I will deal. A new tradition is born. Bye.
Hi, I'm Geraldine Glass, and I'm excited to share a new healing music offering, an extended version song called Joy Reboot, a unique fusion of pop, classic, rap, soundscapes, and funk to inspire collaboration and bring unity through sound. For us, Joy Reboot is music medicine, out now with Electrocast Records. Hi everyone, I'm Geraldine Glass, a leader in the field of music as medicine, and I'm excited to share with you my newest release of healing sound, Pentatonic Visions, with Chris Scholler and Electrocast Records. Immerse yourself in ethereal realms where the harmonies of nature, tribal rhythms, and soundscapes blend with the crystal singing bowls. It's out now, streaming on all platforms.
Electrocast.